Hey, welcome back. I am Frank, and yes, I can teach you how to play guitar, and you can learn, and you probably are learning. If you've gone straight through and met us here at Lesson 5, then you've learned a lot. Knowledge-wise, all right? You have to practice. The guitar is... for right now, it's about 5 or 10% what you know, and 90% practice and getting comfortable with getting your hands into those positions and holding those frets down. And so at this point, it doesn't really matter what you know; it's what you can do with what you know. Later on, there will be a lot of times you have to learn. You have to wrap your mind around some pretty crazy stuff. There's music theory that's taken me months and years to really understand. But today we're going to be learning open chords, and we're going to learn them with the 60s jam, House of the Rising Sun by the Animals. And this is the song that I learned some open chords and some open chord transitions on. And so, man, it was a light bulb moment for me. This gave me the confidence that I could play all the chords. Any guitar chord out there, like I can do this now. Give me time and I can learn it. So the first thing that we're going to need to learn is how to read a chord diagram or a chord chart or whatever you want to call it there. So we're gonna turn the neck on its side again, like when we learned the natural notes. And so we have, you know all the strings now, E, A. So the big 6th string E here is on your far left. All right. And so the first chord we're going to start with is an A minor. So that's the name up here. Is the A, the little M next to it will let you know that it is a minor chord. We'll talk a little bit about chord theory later, but an A that's not a minor, just an A major is what we call it. Usually we don't designate in the chord name that it's a major. We just let it, what makes it different than a major chord. So if it's a minor or if it's a 7th or if it's a whole lot of crazy names, but this is an A minor. All right. And so you can see the name there. And then this next part that we're going to circle here, these are the fingers that you're going to be using to hold down. So you can see we have a 1, a 2, and a 3, and they are showing you in those frets. So your first finger, your index finger, is on the 2nd string at the 1st fret, and then your middle and ring fingers are on the 2nd fret, on the 3rd and 4th strings, and you can see that your middle finger is on the 4th string, and your ring finger is on the 3rd, and that is how you're always going to hold an A minor. You're probably not going to switch those fingers back and forth. I've never had to do it, and that's an A minor. You can see all the notes that are played when we do that. Let's look at the strings that you're hitting. All right, so obviously we're going to hit the strings we have fingers on the frets, but let's look at the X and the O's. The X is a string that we're not going to hit. It's not going to be part of this chord for us for right now. The O's are going to be, all right, the fifth string and the 1st string, and those are going to be part of the chord that we're going to play right now. Actually, the low E is part of this chord, as you can see now that we look at the notes. That low E would fit in. It's just not how we're going to play it for this song. And just trust the chord diagrams when you're looking at chord diagrams for music. So you can see the notes here. We have an A on our 5th string, and then an E on the 4th, another A on the 3rd, a C on the 2nd, and an E on the 1st. All right, so we have some repeat notes there, and that's fine. We'll get into chord theory later, but it's very normal, like you saw when we were playing the power chord, that we were playing, if we were playing A, we were playing a lower A and an upper A, and then an E in the middle. And as you see here, E's and A's are also in the A minor, and so that makes sense, hopefully, to you. And so that is how we're going to start the song off. It's going to be with an A minor. All right, chord usually when you strum it, like we've done so far, is this. cool thing about House of the Rising Sun is that you are going to be forced, in order to play it with the song that you can look up on YouTube and hear, or maybe dig into somebody's record collection and play along with, is that we actually are going to pick each one of those notes individually. They will ring together, but we're going to play. I am palm muting a little bit here. I'm laying my palm just slightly on my strings back here, so it's just not a real loud open. I'm muting it a little bit by resting my palm just a bit. Do that or don't do that. It is a thing that that you will use frequently if you play rock music. For right now, though, if you're just getting the notes out, it took me a long time to figure out where all my fingers had to go. Here that I have a little bit too long of a fingernail right now, and that E, right, the high E is not it's not ringing out for me when I was playing that just there. So anyhow, the way that this song's gonna go is it's gonna go A minor, C, D, F, A minor, E, A minor, E. Don't worry, we'll walk you through this. We'll put the whole entire progression here up for you to play through it. That is kind of one pass through. Every other pass, you're not going to play that last A minor E. You're just going to kind of start at the beginning. You're going to repeat the whole thing. So you're going to play A minor, C, D, F, A minor, E, then A minor, C, D, F, A minor, E, right back to A minor, C. So you're not just eliminating an E there, you're actually starting all over. Play it with the record and see if you can make it sound. It is okay to fumble through this a lot. My first passes at playing House of the Rising Sun probably were much closer to... That's fine. Okay, that is 100% fine. Let's look at the other chords that we're going to play and how we're going to transition. So to transition from the A minor to the C, what you really want to do is basically, if you can, just lift up your ring finger, all right, off of that third string and place it on the third fret of the fifth string. It's a rough one, and that's gonna change you, as you can see here, where the difference really honestly is that your third finger was here and now it's here, and so that's a chord transition. All right, transitioning to the D is going to be a little bit tougher. All right, you're going to have your first finger on the third string. Your second finger is going to be also on the second fret at the first string, and then your ring finger is going to be on the second string at the third fret. Just look at the diagram and try to make it look like that. I actually have a bad habit of using only my index and middle fingers to play a D like this. Use that at your own, use caution on that. It has never come out where I was having a hard time transitioning from this to another chord because I was like this. A guitar teacher told me I could do it. I didn't understand why more people didn't do it. I thought it was always going to get me in trouble. It has not. But I'm going to teach you the way that everybody learns it, and that is the chord diagram that we have here. If you see me do it differently, I apologize. It has been a long time that I've been playing D the other way. All right. An F chord, the one that we're going to use here, you'll see we're just going to be playing, let's call them the bottom four strings, even though this is string number 1, and the notes there are going to be F, A, C, and F. The position your hand is in looks very similar to the C that we were in a moment ago. There's just not an open, there's not an open G string, there's not an open E string. You're covering up the E and the B strings with your index finger, and so it looks like, and so this actually should look on the bottom half like the bar chord that we played in the last lesson, because we're actually covering the same notes. As if we watch really closely, if I were to move my ring finger up a string, plant my pinky and then cover all of the strings with my index finger, we'd have that same chord. So there's not just one way to play every single chord. For this song, just playing these 4 strings is gonna be enough, and this is a pretty popular way to play an F without getting that really heavy low note in there. Sometimes I will do without doing the full index finger and play it, but still kind of do with my ring finger and my pinky finger. But for now, we're gonna do it this way. Then we're gonna go back to the A minor, which you're gonna pick your index finger up off of that E string, which is my nemesis today, and then basically just drop right back like we were when we started off in A minor. All right, let's take that whole entire position our hand is in. Try not to move, try not to change the position of those fingers in relation to one another, and just move them each up 1 string, and then you're on the E chord. You can play every single note in this chord. You're gonna have an E, a B, an E, a G sharp. Remember that guy was out there for us. A B, a B, and an E. This is a good lesson. Keep those fingernails nice and short when you're playing these open chords, if you want to make sure that you're not bumping into the string next to you. All right, so let's play a little bit of House of the Rising Sun. It's gonna go. That is your mission. Learn this song the best that you can do. Like I said, feel free to email me some videos, to drop some comments, to shoot me pictures of how your fingers are positioned if you're having any issues getting full sound out of those notes. Know that there's guys out there like me who've been playing the guitar for forever and sometimes don't get a full sound out of all of the strings, and that's okay. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments or email me at Big City Circus, all together, no spaces or underscores, bigcitycircus@gmail.com. You have learned bar chords, you have learned some open chords. There are more open chords to learn. You can check out those chord diagrams. Just Google the name of the chord. You know that they all have A, B, C. They're just natural notes. If you see tabs or like kind of just somebody says, hey, this particular song is open chords, it's G7, D, C, and look up, well, hey, how is that G7? How do I hold that? And they don't always have fingers, like, hey, your second finger is going to be on the 3rd fret here in those little dots. So sometimes you have to sort of figure out what's comfortable or look for another chord chart. We're coming around third base on the big lessons in order to really get you started rocking out. After this, we're gonna look at a couple of scales, some other stuff that's nice to know, little techniques like maybe some more palm muting and what that sounds like. Neat little tips and tricks, but this is the big chunk of what you need to learn, what you need to practice to be a rocker, maybe to be a punk rocker. I think that would be super cool. Please feel free to email questions and let me know if there's something else that you've heard about that you'd like to cover, that you'd like to learn. Until next time, keep on rocking.